Here's the thing that everybody should do if they want to get rich, but nobody wants to listen to, which is fascinating to me. Amateurs do lots of things and pros do the few right things. And how is that possible? It's because pros teach other amateurs how to do all of those little things that they don't need to do. And so they have leverage. So pros don't have to be busy. Amateurs do have to be busy because they can't differentiate what is right and effective yet. So I think there's this portion of your life where you have to do incredible amounts of hard work because you can't delineate what is good versus what is busy work. And every one of us just needs to realize that at some point. And the only way you start to realize what is good versus busy work is through skill acquisition. One of the skills is what is effective versus what is just filler. You don't even have to pick up numerous skills. You can be like what Charlie Munger and Warren Buffett talk about, which is making 3 to 5 really high signal to noise bets over your entire career and sitting lazily on your asses for the rest of the time. Munger talks about all the time that, in fact, their strategy is only one thing, which is when they see big risk, they go in huge if they think that risk can be rewarded, and they do not go in if they do not see a huge risk reward. So they just are professional no-sayers. And that's because they learn to differentiate the difference between busy work and good work. And I think that is where most people should strive. Can you strive to actually determine what actions to take that will make movements or change? And it's really, really easy to say, but hard to do. I mean, think about it in your business. In my business, every single day, there's a to-do list so big, I will never, ever finish it. I have to determine every single day, what is the one thing that if I do, it becomes the fulcrum on which I get to place a lever that moves a giant boulder. If I can't continuously get closer to that one thing, the business will fail. And I think that's how most of us are, is we have to be able to figure out, what does a fulcrum look like? What does a lever look like? What do just a bunch of pebbles look like that are gonna do nothing for me? And that's actually quite hard. I think one of the ways that people don't realize is super easy to get ahead is there's two things. Curse of competence, which means there are actually very few competent, hardworking, driven people in this world. And you've seen it before. Like, you've seen when somebody goes 10% more than the norm. It's pretty rare, actually. Like, how many people have you had come in here and not impress you? Just be kind of like everybody else. Yeah. And then you notice the guy who's like, he's here before everybody else. Oh, he stays a little bit later than everybody else. Could be 10 minutes on both ends. Oh, he like submitted a brief and an update without being asked. Do the work. Be that one competent human in an ocean of humans who are complacent instead of competent. And then the second thing that surprised me about how easy, quote unquote, easy it was to succeed is that most people say they want things, but they say it almost like hopes instead of wills. You know, my husband and I kind of talk about this a lot. And we're like, do you want it or are you going to do it? And he has this annoying saying he always says to me, which is like, are you a good white shark or are you a great white shark? And he says it to me. He says it to me often when we're working out, which is when I really want to murder him. But it's like a little family motto. Are you going to be kind of okay and good? Or are you going to be great? And the difference between good and great is 10% and nobody strives for it.